Welcome to the land of Ish and our segment on how to build this worm bin. Here's my previous worm bin. It's falling apart and made from a recycled bin that I picked up at a thrift store. For this bin, I wanted something a little sturdier and new looking, so I picked these up at my local hardware store. But I'm not ready to throw this bin away yet. I'm going to use the worms from this bin to populate the new one. Here's what's needed before you begin. 2 stackable bins with 1 lid. 2 cinder blocks or bricks to raise up your bin. A bucket spigot about 1/2 inch with a nut so that you can attach it to the inside of your bin. A drill and a drill bit for boring a hole to attach your spigot. A 1/4 inch drill bit so you can drill holes in the lid of the upper bin as well as on the sides of the upper bin. This is how your upper bin should look once you've drilled the holes on the side, and this is how the bottom should look because you want all the liquid to drain down into the lower bin. Now let's bore the hole for the spigot in the lower bin. This, of course, is a 1/2 inch spigot, so I used a 3/4 inch drill bit. Make sure there's a nut on the inside so you can attach it, and once you're done, this is what your 2 bins should look like. Now for the fun part. Your first layer will be damp cardboard or newspaper, and then your second layer will be grass clippings. It's like making a layer cake. Put your grass clippings on top of the damp cardboard, and then put another layer of cardboard on top of that. 1 more layer of grass clippings and leaf litter should do. Then you want to add your soil for microbes to create the perfect environment for your red wiggler worms. It does take some time for them to get established. I'd say a couple months to 3 months to really see their populations grow and to see how all of the food items that you put in are getting broken down. You can also add compostable food boxes and some paper products because the worms like to have some fiber. Discarded eggshells and avocado skins get used like mini apartments by the worms. Now that you've created the perfect worm ecosystem, you can add your red wiggler worms. You can find red wiggler worms online and you can order them, or at your local garden store they may have some information on where you can find them. Or if you know someone who already has a worm bin, a yogurt container's worth of their worm encrusted soil should do the trick. Now let's add kitchen scraps. The worms will be so happy that you're feeding them good food every day, and they'll work hard to break it down and turn it into soil. The things that you shouldn't add, though, are meat products, onions, chilies, anything spicy, and citrus because it has thick skin and it won't break down. So lemons and oranges you should just throw away in the regular trash. A little bit about maintenance. You can always cover your food scraps with wet cardboard or clippings or leaves to cut down on flies and insects. Keep your bin in a shady place and add water if you feel like it's getting too dry. Now cover your new worm bin with the lid and wait. Eventually you'll have some worm juice to pour into your potted plants or into your plants to fertilize, and you'll have soil for your garden and for your raised beds. You can also sprinkle it around your favorite plants or around your fruit trees for sweeter tasting fruit. Before we finish, this is a raised planter that I used for another worm bin, which makes an excellent patio worm bin. I found it at my local hardware store and it came with its own spigot. So whether you live in an urban area or out in nature, composting is good for the environment. So why not start composting today? Thank you for joining me for the Land of Ish video on making a worm bin. Enjoy gardening and enjoy composting your food scraps.